When I first met Heather, she told me about a book she had read about a human baby who had been raised with wolves. Is that right?
Yes.
Two sisters. And these two sisters thought they were wolves. So when they were first introduced to the reality of their humanness, they really couldn't relate to that. But that didn't take away from the reality that they are human. Do you see what I mean? They're already human. They don't need to do anything to get to be human. They already are human. And their belief assumption that they were a wolf was just due to the perceptions arising in their awareness. That's all they were seeing. So that's what they took to be the case about themselves. Do you get the parallel here? We don't have to do anything to be who we are. We already are who we are. The nature of our own awareness that is vast as infinite space is already the case. And if we've taken ourselves to be anything other than that, it's simply a matter of relaxing more and more. Just relaxing more and more, resting naturally in the immediacy of whatever is arising as that becomes more and more comfortable. So, there are lots of things we can say about ourselves. There are lots of things we may have taken ourselves to be, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. There only is the vast expanse of awareness, inclusive of all of its own phenomena, perceptions, or points of view. That's all there is. And all of these points of view or perceptions are a vast expanse of equalness and evenness. There's no one perception that can somehow control all of awareness, like an ego or a personal identity, an I, a me, or a mine. There's no repository for perceptions called ordinary consciousness or ordinary mind or manifest mind, non-manifest mind. All of these things are simply points of view and awareness. So if we spend any time living on the planet of needing to get rid of a personal identity, then we'll spend our entire lives doing that because there's never been a personal identity to get rid of. So we can't come into direct contact, into the direct experience of that reality of who we are, unless we simply rest naturally, rest freely, rest in an entirely uncontrived way in the immediacy of our own reality. And what that means is we are awareness, and that's just something convenient to call who we are. Awareness, and it is a vast, wholly positive basic space in which everything else is included. So our nature is wholly positive basic space that is entirely aware. Included in that is whatever there is. Whatever there is. So if we say, well, we label that thing a thought that's arising, that thought is inseparable from awareness, like the color blue is inseparable from the sky. It's not like there's awareness over here and a thought over here. Awareness is the thought. So there's no thought to get rid of. There's no state that needs to be reached, like a state of nothingness, non-conceptual thought, no self, even bliss or clarity. Any of these are just other points of view. They're just another anomaly of point of view. Freedom is freedom as every perception. Freedom is every perception with nothing excluded. No conduct to be rectified, no meritorious actions to be undertaken, no special thoughts to have that are synonymous with awareness, no negative thoughts to get rid of in order to be more aware. None of that is the case. If that were the case, it wouldn't be freedom. So, many of us perhaps come here to this room having been seekers for a very long time. And really all that occurs in this room is that gradually and sometimes suddenly we realize exactly who we are. That's all that happens here for many people. And it's unerring. The search is completely over when you show up here if you stick around. And, usually when people come for the first time, there might be all kinds of thoughts like, well, that's ridiculous. How can that be? I've been searching forever. It seems so hard, or whatever it is. But the doubts fall away because the doubts only are an appearance of our very own awareness. So there's no reason to give them any special credence. A doubt is just another appearance of awareness. A rainbow in the sky is a rainbow in the sky. It's nothing but pure space. So all perceptions, no matter what they are, like a rainbow appearing in awareness, no matter how much we might try to make something out of a rainbow, we never can. We can say, oh, it's beautiful. I love it. I want to find the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. I'm going to separate out all the colors, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. We can make a tremendous story out of everything going on with the rainbow, but the reality is the rainbow is pure space. The rainbow is pure space. So we can take any word in the dictionary, no matter what it is, and it's a rainbow. It's a mirage. It's nothing but pure space. If we take a mirage and we look at all of its elements, say we're in the Thar Desert and we forgot our Kinley water, we're very thirsty, so all of a sudden we see a mirage. Well, it might have a water well and a palm tree and a nice chair to sit in, a tent to shelter us from the sun. But no matter how much we wanted to partake in any of that, it would be impossible because it's a mirage. We could never make anything out of it in its totality. We could never make anything out of any of its elements. And such is the case with all of our perceptions. They're like a mirage. None is better or worse. There's no perception that needs to be made into anything else in order to be aware of who we are. All we can do is relax as our own perceptions without splitting off our awareness from those perceptions. So, when these perceptions come up, it's like the flight path of an airplane in the sky. It just disappears, leaving no trace. It's the flight path of a bird in the sky disappears, leaving no trace. Just because we may have taken a point of view to be something doesn't we need to continue to do so. But, the more we rest naturally free as the immediacy of every perception, the more it just doesn't matter. We rest without trying to do so. It doesn't matter what we're thinking, what our emotional state is, what our circumstances is. We're entirely free. We don't need a special state to get into in order to be free. We don't need to twist our body into any particular posture. We don't need to twist our thoughts into a particular posture or our emotional states either. And this can only come about through uncontrived rest. It can't come about in any other way. The more we effort to try to make ourselves into awareness, the more we're off on a detour.